Service was over, but we had to plate up one final dish for the judges. Needless to say, it was the most important dish of the day. I'm the first person to take my dish up to the judges, and I'm still pumped. I'm still wired from what just happened. I think that they could really see that on my face as well.
So, Michelle, how did you find your first real day in a commercial kitchen?
I think it was the most intense experience I've ever had, but I loved it. My heart was just pumping the whole time.
OK, we better taste your dish before the sorbet melts. Let's go, George. Thanks, George. I think, to be honest, and I've eaten this dish before, I think the fish is cut really quite thick. I think it's a little bit too thick for me, you know, to really enjoy it, and not quite enough of the salad underneath for it to complement each other. That's the whole idea. Little piece of fish, a little bit of the salad, you know, all those little shreddy vegetables. Nice presentation. You've done well. I think you got better throughout the service, and obviously that last dish you put up, I think, was probably the best one that I saw. Yeah. Some of them were a little bit ropey.
Is that a pip? Yeah. Lemon pips? Yeah, that's a shame, because your presentation's quite beautiful, flavour's there, seasoned well, but that does let it down.
I was so careful with my salads, and for all the dishes that I pumped out through that kitchen, the one that goes in front of the judges is the one with a lemon pip in it. Can I get any more unlucky?
You're emotional, and I've not seen you. You like, I mean, I can see you welling. I mean, I can sense it.
Amazing. It's just that you're so pumped. I just wanted it to be perfect.
The balance of flavours is really important, and you've managed to achieve that. The cutting of the radish, cucumber has to be perfect. It is. The sorbet can't be too big because it's quite sweet, so there's a danger it will overpower everything, and your ratio was good. The only issue, other than that lemon pip, is the cutting of the fish.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
So I take my plate out to the judges, and there's just that horrible silence while you're waiting for them to tell you what they think.
You've got a giant smear of something down your left leg.
I know, I have. I don't know what it is. I think it's butter.
How did you go in the kitchen?
Not so well. I burnt a bunch of things, and yeah, it was a pretty stressful time. Very, very difficult.
Thank you. George, would you plate, please?
Sorry, there's only one scallop.
You've obviously done a great job to impress, you know, the number of people that you serve. Lovely soft pasta, beautiful soft silky spanner crab, lovely little scallop, maybe a little bit too brown, but still cooked perfectly, and that lovely sage flavour that just bursts in your mouth when you eat it. It's a great dish. I think you've done a good job in putting that plate of food up.
Thank you.
You were the one under most pressure in that kitchen. You were cooking à la minute, to the minute, scallops in the pan, literally to the customer within seconds. Fabulous job. And yeah, you burnt lots, you undercooked some, you're braising them at times, but it's one of those things you've got to get into a rhythm of. And if you haven't cooked them, you know, day in, day out, wow.
And the whole point about the experience of going to a restaurant is what happens on the plate. I don't care how many scallops George or Gary have thrown away to get me that one perfect thing. The issue is their accountant ringing them up and saying you're going out of business. And you would send a lot of chefs bankrupt with that behaviour. But in terms of a dish, what you've managed to do is to take a great dish and put it in front of the customer in the best possible way. And as either of these guys as head chefs would tell you, that's what you want in your kitchen. Thank you, Kurt. You may leave.
Thank you.
Well done.
I've plated up my dish as I didn't get the chance to plate up during service. It was the first time I'd done so. I feel pretty good about it. I'm taking it to the judges.
How do you think you went?
I feel like it took a little while to kind of know what I had to do.
Yeah.
I really feel once I did get that, I felt my confidence kick in and the drive really kick in just to always deliver what the chef needed every time.
OK, mate. Shall we taste?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great flavour. I mean, it's a really tasty dish. And suckling pigs, that meat, that from snout to tail, it's delicious. Only criticism would be this little leathery piece of belly. It's not crispy enough. It's not nice to eat. And then you've got that thick rind of fat there that, you know, you need a lot of water to digest it.
Suckling pig is all about the crunch and the crackle. And that's the one thing you got wrong with this dish, is that leathery, fatty bit of belly here. It's a beautiful dish, well executed, and a credit to you, and a credit to Stephen. Just that leathery skin.
Thank you, Alex. You can leave the tasting room.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
It's my turn to take my dish to the judges, and I'm feeling nervous. I've only got one chance at this, and even though I've done it for the last 2 hours, I could quite easily stuff it up now.
Eamon, show me your hand. What did you do?
I was washing out one of the pans that had been on the stove, and the tea towel that I usually wrapped around had fallen away, and just put my palm on it.
Ouch. Your first burn. These guys will love that. They get quite wistful about burns on arms.
Yeah.
You know, it's a kind of like a rite of passage. George, let's take a look.
Were you happy with how that beef looks?
I would have liked it a little bit rarer, but at the end of a long service, it was the last bit of meat to be taken out, and I think it's not overcooked. I still would like it like that, but I was aiming to make it a bit rarer.
What you did today was very commendable. It takes, you know, years of experience to be able to cook cuisons of beef to a service, you know, cooking degrees, medium rare, well done, medium well, blue rare. And, you know, that's a pat on your back for standing up and taking the burns that you've taken today. This piece, it would get sent back in a dark restaurant because I'd cut into it and go, it's not rare, if that's what they ordered it at. Apart from that, it's a gutsy, yummy beef dish.
For me, that reduction is Vegemite. It's been taken too far. It's quite sticky. And I know from the comments from the floor, a couple of people felt that the meat itself was quite bland.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Eamon. You may leave the tasting room.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, mate. Well done.
It's now my turn to take my plate into the judges' tasting table, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous only because my ice cream is starting to melt and it's not going to look as good as it should.